the intro, but yeah. Hello everybody. Yeah, I know you guys remember this. This is what I like to call I'm playing here a game, well, actually not a game, but it's just something. It's IncrediBlockies LetterHeads. Yeah, as you may know, this is actually an alphabet version of IncrediBlocks. Well, you know, right here includes it includes 26 letters of the alphabet. Yeah, this is actually a reference to when I know the alphabet when I was a little kid. Yeah, this reminds me of a reference of a nostalgic feeling where I learned the alphabet when I was a little kid. Yeah, cause you know, in your childhood, you used to know the alphabet when you were little kids, like me. Yeah, which is why I'm playing this. Which is why I'm playing this mod. You know, in my childhood, I used to know the alphabet when I was a little kid. Yeah, did you know? I'm actually, well, you know, yeah. This is actually a reference to this mod is actually a reference to my childhood, of my nostalgic feeling where I learned the alphabet when I was a little kid, or probably something. Yeah, I don't know though much, but yeah. So right here we got all 26 letters of the alphabet, which is from A to Z, or maybe somehow you can call it Z for some reason. But it does not matter though. It's either way you want to call the last letter though. I do not mind, or I do not care. But yeah. Alright, here we go. So let's start with the letter A. Oh. Well, I like this. I like this design though, but well, I like the cowbell though, but I don't know what the sound is. Well, yeah. That's exactly, I mean, well, A. Well, you know, A's phoneme. Well, you know. Yeah, you know, A makes two sounds, you know. The short A sound and the long A sound. Oh, and also I just noticed that the polos here you can see are actually punctuation marks. Yeah, like what we can see here is there are punctuation marks. So as you can see, we have the full stop. We have the comma, we have the exclamation, we have the question, we have the dash, we have the colon, we have the semicolon, we have the quotation marks, and we have the ellipsis. And yeah. Oh, and also there's one thing I forgot. What happens if I mute a letter? Oh, I see. When you mute a letter, it actually gives out an example. It actually gives out an example word for a silent letter in an English alphabet. For example, if you mute A, it's silent. It's shown as example word, like this example, bread. Yeah. Yes. So we got A. Well, you know, A makes two sounds, the short one and the long one, which is, of course, yeah, the short A says A, and the long A says A. You know. Short vowels can make sounds, but not its name. But long vowels can say their name too. All right, let's move on to B. Wait, why does this remind me of Animatic Battle? And why is she a bat? Well, of course, that's what. Yeah, that's the word that starts with this letter. Okay, mu. And we have another example. This word is climb. Yeah, you can see that there's a silent B there. I mean, well, you know, silent letters are letters that do not make a sound at all. Instead it stays quiet. Yeah, I see. But yeah, right here that the letter B's phoneme is B. Yeah. Alright, moving on to C. Is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Yeah, Sesame Street references, I know. Alright, we have the letter C. I like the clapping sounds, it's clapping sounds start with his letter. Yeah, I see that there's a C, but well, I can't tell though, but the clapping sound's actually good. It starts with, the creator chose this sound clap because it starts with this letter. Alright, mute. The word is indict. Well, some people mistakenly pronounce it as indict, although the C should be silent. And of course, C has two sounds: the hard one and the soft one. The hard C says k, but the hard C's phoneme is k, and the soft C phoneme is s. Well, yeah. By the way, in Cyrillic, S is written as C, even though it sounds a lot like the soft C, but the Cyrillic S pretends to be a soft C, which is that's basically the Cyrillic C pretending the Cyrillic S pretending to be a soft C in English. Well, yeah, I know English is a Germanic language. I mean, I'm a good English, but yeah. And also, there's an Easter egg where what happens if you put K behind C and S behind C, or if you sandwich C that's in between K and S, or S and K. But you will see that Easter egg soon, if you dare. I'm not spoiling it though. It's just my advice. Alright, now that C is done, like I said before, C has two phonemes: the hard phoneme and the soft phoneme. The hard C says k, and the soft C says s. Well, that's basically how it goes. Anyway, moving on to D. Oh wow, I like that. This is basically what we like to call a disco. But yeah. Well, alright. Mute! And we have handkerchief. Or, well, actually it's pronounced handkerchief. Like another word for napkin or something. But yeah, as you know, the D's phoneme is D. Well, however, D can sometimes be tricky though D can sometimes be mistakenly as J. like J's phoneme when you pronounce when it's a DR blend or something. Well, I felt a drop there. Or well, I don't know. Yeah. All right. Next one, E. Well, that's an amazing sound. You know, I think that letter is going good. All right. Okay, what do I do? All right. Mute. And there we have it. The word is time. Yeah. Well, yeah, because sometimes the E can be silent because this is actually a magical thing that we'd like to call silent E. Yeah, Well, yeah, Silent E only appears at end of the words. Yeah, because the silent E only appears at the end of the words. Anyway, E has two sounds, or phonemes. The short one and the long one. The short E phoneme is eh. And the long phoneme for the phoneme for the long E is E. But yeah, long vowels can say their name while short ones do not. Instead, they make their own sounds. Well, yeah, I don't know how to sound them out. Let's try F. Why is there a test on your head? Did you fail an exam at school or something? Strange. I don't know why you got a poor grade. Well, I feel bad for you, man. Alright, mute. Using some dialects. Well, there's an asterisk that's following the word. It's using some dialects though. Anyway, this word is fifth. Well, it's using some dialects though, but even though in American English you say it as fifth, but in some dialects they say it as fifth. Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, the phoneme for F is yeah. Well, yeah, And also, I forgot to mention that, well, just because I like letters does not mean I'm childish. I mean, who said I'm childish? Nobody said I'm childish though. Nobody wants to be childish though. They can just like anything whenever they want because nobody's too old for them. Yeah, I mean, nobody's too old for anything, though. Anyway, moving on to, G. Oh! Okay, as I assume, this is actually a reference to I can't even know how to pronounce that sound, from Sprunky. Well, yeah. Even though it's too bad that it got shut down in 2025. due to Scratch Team not allowing it for some reasons, I don't know. But the gong sound is actually amazing though. Anyway, mute. The word is gnome. Well, to be honest, G has not one, but two phonemes too, just like C. The hard one and the soft one. You know, the phoneme for hard G is G, and the phoneme for the soft G is J. Well, you know, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you know the drill. But yeah, you know, because G has the soft and hard. G has the hard and soft phoneme, just like C. Because yeah, you know, G and C. C and G both have hard and soft phonemes. Well, now you know it. Anyway, moving. Okay, the letter that's after G is H. I didn't even know why I couldn't drag it there. Oh, nice hit hat. Also, I like how the hat is just bouncing around. Well, is the animation like that poor or something? I don't know though. Right. Mute! Okay, sorry. Anyway, the example of silent H, well, the word is hour. Well, I know hour and hour sound the same, but they have different meanings though. They're actually homophones though. But I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm saying though. Anyway, the phoneme for H is well, yeah, this is actually very similar though. I don't know much. Alright. Now, I. You know, I is actually a letter, but it's actually a pronoun though. Cause you know, when we talk about ourselves, we use I. Well, you know, when you talk about yourself, you use the letter I. Yeah. You know, I use the letter I when I talk about myself. But yeah, that's how it works. And also, what's with these icicles? They're just like edging out there. Alright, mute. The word is friend. And you know, I has two phonemes. The long one and the short one. I's phoneme, you know, the phoneme for short I is I. And the long word for I, and the long phoneme for long I is I. Yeah, and keep in mind there are some spellings that can sound similar to long vowel sounds. But yeah, this is actually one proof though. But yeah. Alright, moving on to the letter J. Wait, what does this sound? Ugh! The design! Wait! Oh, his name is Jatchley. Even though I hate Alexeco, though, for some reason. But if you guys like him, I respect your opinion. But what is this design? It looks like some kind of it looks like some it looks like someone made a weird design of him. Why are there just eyes there on the logo? I mean the letter, but I mean weird. Is this even a reference to something? And why is there a beefy eye mouth there? Also the suit clothing though, and why is there a clock on his hat? Why is there wait, is he from UK or something? What the hell is this? You know what? I'm gonna have to do this. Alright. Finally! Now you shut your mouth up. Yeah, you shut your freaking mouth up. Or something. like what Billy would say to his teachers, like saying you shut your freaking mouth up. Yeah, no. Alright. Anyway, jokes aside, I'm gonna just finish what I was saying. The word or example is marijuana. Also, the J also the J is actually silent though. Well, you know, J's phoneme is J. I mean, yeah. But also, J's phoneme is actually Y. Even though the sound is actually used in different languages, in some languages though. Well, one example is Hallelujah. Yeah, you know, the song that goes Hallelujah, Hallelujah, or whatever, something like that. But yeah, you know, J's phoneme can also be Y, even if it's used in different languages only, or something. I don't know, but you get the idea though. Wait, what did I just see? Hang on. Let me see that again. Let me see that again. Oh my god. That caught me off guard. He was gonna look angry at me. He was gonna say hey. I thought he was gonna say hey or something when I just tried to track him down. Oh. Oh my god. I am losing my mind right now. Alright, alright. Jokes aside. Moving on to K. Oh, this is actually a nice sound though. Well, I got it though. Alright, mute, or should I say shut? The example is night. The phoneme for K is K. Well, yeah, it has the same phoneme like the hard C, but it's actually what English works though. Yeah, with all that said, I wonder what happens if I put C behind K. Yeah, I want to know what happens though. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, look at that! K is pissed off at C! Yeah, look at that! K is pissed off at C because he actually thinks he stole his sound! Look at C and the scared look on his face! Oh, I am going insane already! Yeah, I mean, I was gonna stay calm in this moment, but seriously, what the hell? Yeah, but seriously, what the hell? Yeah, look at there, K angrily stares at C because he thinks he stole his sound. Hang on, I gotta go drink some water. Alright. Anyway, okay, that made me feel better. But yeah, look, when K's pissed off at C, he thinks he stole his sound though. But damn, yeah, look at the scared, look on his face. Yeah. Does it look coincidental to you or something? But yeah. Yeah, that was weirdly awkward. Alright, moving on to L. Oh, is this what you call laziness? Or something? I don't know. Yeah, this is what I like to call laziness. But, yeah, I do say. Alright. And shut! Calm. And, the phoneme for L is all. Yeah. But however, if you double the L, it'll sound a lot like the singular L, which is all. Well, yeah, there are, and keep in mind there are some ways to, and just keep in mind that there's so many ways to make the all sound. Yeah, if you don't know. Yeah. But Why won't it let me? Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now that's what you want me to do, huh? Alright, moving on to M. Well, not a bad design though, but damn. It looks... It reminds me of some midnight music or something. I don't know. You get the idea. Alright. And shut up! Oh, come on. I'm always doing it wrong. Oh my god. Alright, anyway, the word is mnemonic. Well, well, you know, when M is followed by N, it doesn't, the M doesn't say anything. Instead, it's just, it's just N. Anyway, sorry. With that said, M, the phoneme for M is, yeah, you know, cause, well, you know, cause when I say something good about this taste, or when it tastes good, I say, yeah, like when I like the food or something. I don't know. All right. All right, so we got the top row. We did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and M. All right, now let's move on to the letters N to Z, or you can call it Z. All right, N. N is actually good though. Well, not what I really need, but N looks really good. Need an apple chip? Alright, the example is autumn. Well, although it's not autumn yet, I think it's still summer though, but autumn may come in about, well, I don't know, like a few, like 2 months or something. I don't know. Maybe you get the idea. All right. The phoneme for N, the letter N phoneme is Well, M and N don't almost sound the same though, but not quite though. But they have the same sound, but I don't think but not really. They're actually different from each other. Well, I know they almost sound the same, but not quite though. All right, moving on to O. Whoa, is that how you do opera? Well, I mean, I don't know how you do opera like that. I mean, do you do opera like that or something? Yeah. Well, not to be confused with the software opera, but you get the idea, right? And shush. Leopard. And as you know, O has two sounds, the short one and the long one. Sorry. The short version of the phoneme for the short O is ah, and the other and long one, yeah, the phoneme for the long O is O. Well, you know, because when I say ah, it sounds a lot like ah, right? Well, not really, because those two phonemes don't have anything in common, because ah and ah don't actually sound the same though, but it sounds a little different, but they almost sound similar though, because ah and ah aren't really the same, but they act like they're the same. I mean, don't actually, well, just don't get confused. Okay? Yeah, just don't get confused with ah and ah. But yeah, prove it to me. Alright, now P. Wait. Well, I like the piano though, but why does it have the IncrediBlockies polo face or something? That looks a lot cursed. Oh, and also in Cyrillic, Cyrillic uses the letter P for R. Although it doesn't sound like the actual P in English, but it actually sounds a lot like R or something. But yeah. Anyway, mute. Well, I was gonna say physics, but I don't think that's actually the sound for silent P. Psychic. Well, the P stays silent sometimes, even at the beginning of words. Well, however, the example of the word is pneumonia. Pneumonia. Because it's the letter P. Yeah, it's a reference to the os sound, like what causes pneumonia. Omsum says the letter P, even though it's actually silent though. But I do explain. Anyway, the phoneme for P is P. Well, even if it's followed by H, it sounds the same like what F says, which is yeah, F and PH sound almost exactly the same. Yeah, you know exactly what sound I was gonna say. Alright, now moving on to Q. Whoa! Q is actually cool though. Yeah, that's actually amazing how Q is actually doing that sound though. But I like it though. It's actually amazing. Alright, can you shut up? Thank you. Anyway, the example is lar. Well, some people say it's lacquer, but it's actually lar, because, the Q should be silent, though. There are two ways that the Q should be sounded. Like, when it's followed by U, or when it's not followed by U. Q and U stick like glue. Because, Q and U actually stick like glue, though. Just to make Q sound. So yeah, Q's phoneme is qu. But if it's not followed by U, its phoneme is k. Just like K and the hard C. But yeah, because if Q is followed by U, it makes the sound qu. But if it's not followed by U, its phoneme instead is k. Yes, there are some words that have Q that's not followed by U, which is k. Yes, it sounds the same as what the hard C and K says. Yes, so it's either way you want to spell it, like with U or without the U, because Q can either sound as qu or k, depending on if it's followed by U or not. But yeah. All right. Yeah, that's basically how you spell something with Q that's followed by U or not. But it doesn't matter. It can sound like qu or k though. R. Oh, that sounds a lot more similar than something. Well, I don't know much about this sound. That's much more than I thought. Alright, shush now. Forecastle. Yeah, like I said, when there's an asterisk following the word, it means it is used in some dialects. But yeah. Well, American you say as forecastle, but in some dialects they say as forecastle. But yeah. Anyway, the phoneme for R is But however, a thrilling sound for R is r. Yeah, Cyrillic, just like the Cyrillic R. Its sound is not but r. Yeah. But however, some languages use the r phoneme. But yeah. Alright. Moving on to S. Whoa. Well, that sounds more similar. I do say for myself though, S is basically a snake though, because of the phoneme. Yeah, the reason why S is a snake is because of her phoneme, which is the hiss sound. The hissing sound for the letter S. Alright, pause. Island. Yeah, this is actually similar. Oh, wait, why is my cursor moving by itself? Wait, what is going on? Okay, sorry. Anyway, the phoneme for S is yeah. This actually sounds a lot like like the soft C in English. Well, even though the Cyrillic S has that sound too, representing the soft C, but yeah, cause S makes a hissing sound just like the soft C though, but yeah, soft C and S do have the same sound though. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure what's gonna happen if I put C behind S or something. Huh? Wait. Oh, sorry. I think my mom has something for me. What is it? An apple turnover? Here, if I heat it up. Whoa. I gotta be careful. Alright. Okay, I'm back. Let's see the apple turnover. Oh. The apple turnover actually tastes good. I do say. Alright. Anyway. Let's see what happens if I put C behind S. Cause watch out, cause it's gonna be very furious! Yeah, look at that! S is pissed off at C now! Yeah, I am going insane already because you see, S is angrily staring at C because she thinks that he stole her sound. Well, I mean that's basically, but actually, the soft C exists in English though. But damn, S is literally pissed off at C. Yeah, I don't know why S is pissed off at C, but damn. Yeah, that's I don't know why though, but just like when K is pissed off at C, S is also pissed off at C. Yeah, like S is like pissed off at C. Yeah, S is like pissed off, like literally pissed off because of C. Yeah, I don't, yeah, well, yeah, I don't give a damn about that. Alright, enough trash talking. Let's move on. T. Oh, the trumpets? I never knew that. Oh, I heard that. I heard that! Alright. Okay, now you can shush now. Alright. Well, the trumpets are actually good, though. Listen. Well, also... Well, you know, me actually figured out, like, they use the word listen in the country. It's actually, Listenberg. Yeah, I know I haven't heard of Listenberg, though, but for some reason, in real life, it doesn't exist. Yeah, you know, because Listenberg is a fictional country, but in real life, it does not exist. Yeah, you know, because if you look up Listenberg on Google Maps or Google Earth, it's not showing up because it doesn't exist in real life. I see. Where'd it go? Alright. Alright. Anyway, the phoneme for T is T. But somehow T can sometimes be as ch, like in the word nature. But it's also tricky in the blend TR when T says ch instead of t, even though there's no CHR blend in English. But for some reason there are two ways to pronounce like the DR or TR blend. For example, dr, dr, tr, shra. You know exactly what I'm gonna say. So don't even try to get confused. And I do mean it. I'm moving on. You. Wait. You are a unicorn. And also, when I said you, that doesn't mean I was talking to you. I'm just saying the name of this letter. That's a lot. Alright, anyway, we can shut up and get over it. Biscuit. Well, you has two phonemes, the short and long one. The phoneme for short U is and the long one is U. Well, yeah, because when I said, actually sounds, because is actually O's phoneme. Though when it's followed by either V, N, or TH. The same goes with double O. The double O has two phonemes. The short double O, the long double O, and the one that's and the short and the same as the short U. Two examples for double O as short U are blood and flood. Yeah, it's tricky though, because double O has not two but three sounds. The double O as short U is, cause blood is, blood has what the hell? Sorry about that. I just heard someone sneezing in the background. But yeah, the short U is the same like the double O. But yeah, English. That's how English works, man. Alright, moving on to... Sorry. My voice was a bit muffled. V!
Starting with A and ending with Z, we make some noise from the alphabet. 26 letters and 26 instruments. The band is what we depend. Starting with A and ending with Z, we make some noise from the alphabet. 26 letters and 26 instruments. The band is what
I didn't know that.
Starting with A
V can talk and sing!
Make some noise from the alphabet. 26 letters and 26
I never knew that.
The band is what we depend. Starting with A and ending with Z, we make some
I think that's really cool.
26 letters and 26 instruments.
Now I know it's singing and rapping together!
Starting with A and ending with Z, we
Okay, shut up. The Scottish Village. Yeah, because the asterisk follows the word though. It's used in some dialects. And V is, and as you know, V is the only letter that is not silent. Cause the V is the only letter that is that is not silent. But however, in 2017, Donald Trump treated a fragment that was usually used a proposed word on Twitter, which is now called X, which used the word Kofefi. But however, in P is for pterodactyl book, it's V uses the word 5, which is also used in some dialects too. In American you pronounce it 5, but when it's used in some dialects they say it as 5. But although it sounds a lot like "fi" in English. Anyway, the phoneme for V is V. Well, don't know what I mean. Sorry for the muffled sneeze. I forgot I shouldn't be talking while eating. Yeah, I forgot I can't talk while I'm eating. Because if I talk when I'm eating food or something, they're not going to understand me. Alright. Oh, sorry, wrong. Sorry, I accidentally grabbed the wrong letter. Anyway, this correct letter is good, Mom. It was good. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm moving the letter here. I don't know where to start with. Okay, yeah, I'm this letter everywhere.
Did you take your thing today? Oh, you did. For school for what?
Yes. Anyway, the correct letter, well, yes, of course, the letter I'm pointing at is W. Oh wow, I like what you're going. Well, you got like this good walrus face, maybe representing the letter W. Well, I don't know why. Wait, hang on. Okay, hang on. Shut up while I do something. What the hell? Wait, Mom left her phone in my room. Wait, hang on. I gotta get this Mom. I gotta get this phone to Mom. Yeah. I think you left your phone in my room, though. Maybe you weren't paying attention. All right. Sorry. Anyway, what I was gonna say, wrong. Yeah, like what I said before, when I accidentally grabbed the wrong letter. The example is wrong. Yeah. Well, yeah, because sometimes the W is silent. The W is silent though when it's followed by R. Yeah, I don't know why, but that's how English works though. Yeah, but that's how English works though. Like when W is followed by R, the W cannot make a sound at all. Anyway, the phoneme for W is W. Well, when it's followed by H, it also says W, but in a different way. It's also known as W. But yeah, I don't know if it's W or W, but you know. Alright. Three more letters left. X. Well, now you know that X marks the spot. You'll see an X-ray fish because that letter is X. Well, wait. Someone call me? Yeah, X. I don't know why X's shape is like this. It looks like a cross or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, you get the idea, though. But yeah. Alright, you can shut up now. Yeah. Yeah, X's shape is like a cross or something. But yeah, but I don't know why the shape for the letter X is like that. Yeah. I don't know why the letter X is shaped like that. Anyway, the example is faux pas. Well, it's a French word. Faux pas. And the English translation is the foolish mistakes. The foolish mistake. Because the X stays silent in French. Usually at the end of words, though. That's how X stays silent in French. Anyway, the phoneme for X is X. Well, yeah. There are many ways to write. There are many ways to spell for the phoneme X. Like, for example, double. Yeah, this can be many things. CS, KS, CKS, double C, or etc. Because there are many ways. There are many ways to write as a phoneme X. It can be written as CS, KS, CKS, double C, or whatever for the phoneme X. Alright. Why? Well, I'm not asking why, but it's just the letter Y. Well, the sound looks actually amazing, but you know how this goes. Okay, now you can shut up. Mer. The asterisk follows the word. It's used in some dialects too. And for Y, it does, well, it has not two, but 4 phonemes! Cause everybody knows that Y can be a vowel or a consonant. Y is on both sides. Y can be a vowel or a consonant, because Y is both, because it's on because y is on both sides, the vowel side and the consonant side, because you know y is the only letter that is in both the vowels and consonant sides. Anyway, the phonemes for y are e, I, and I. And also y as short I is used in some words. You know, this can be many things. Cylinder, gym, mystery, etc. Because y as short I is used in some words. Because you know, y's phoneme is y, y as long e is e, y as short I is I, and y as long I is I. Because you know, now you know y has 4 phonemes: y, e, I, and I. Because you know, y as short I is used in some words. Like, this can be many things: cylinder, gym, mystery, etc. Because y as short I has the phoneme I. Well, don't get it confused with a short I or something, because yeah, I just don't expect that at all. Alright, moving on to Z, or you can call it Z, which is the 26th and final letter of the English alphabet. Whoa! And also, why is there zest? Oh, I see. It's because he is zesty. So that's why that letter starts with Z or Z or something. But yeah, I know the arguments aside though, depending on where you call like the last letter as Z or Z, but you know. You can stop now. Rendezvous. Prearranged meeting. Well, Z is you know, Z is often silent in French words too. Anyway, the phoneme for Z is Z. But yeah, you know, its zigzag shape is the letter Z, or Z. I don't know. It doesn't matter if you call the last letter as Z or Z. Maybe I think it's some kind of argument or something. I don't know. Due to some facts about calling the last letter Z, like calling the last letter as Z or Z. I don't know, but you get the idea. Yeah. And also, what I forgot to mention, that X also has another phoneme, which is gz, because it's used in some words. Like, one of these examples is exam, because X has the gz sound. But yeah. Alright, now let's see if I can put all of these letters together. Alright, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, there we go. Now that looks more like it. Wait, pause. Oh, I don't know why you won't let me. J K L M N O P Q R. Well, what do you know? There's like 9. Yeah, it's more like something. S T U V W X Y Z. Yeah, that's basically the entire alphabet, though. I do would say. But yeah, this is basically what the entire alphabet sounds like. And also, you can actually spell words with them too. But make sure it doesn't spell anything bad or something. And keep in mind that there are actually some Easter eggs in there, though. Yeah, let's go with oh, sorry. Let's go with hey. Yeah, it's another way to say hello. Like you say, hey. Yeah, H-E-Y. You know. Alright. Yeah. And there's a secret you can spell out. If you spell I can spell as B sorry, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna try again. I can spell with B, F, D, and I. See what happens. Oh, the background changed. As you can see, the background changed. Which is it's basically what happens if you spell BFDI. Does it work? Does it work with BF? Does it work with A? With like spelling BFDIA? No, it's actually the same though. I do would say. Well, yeah. BFDIA sounds a lot good. What if I do it backwards? Does it do anything? No, I don't think something happens when you spell BFDI backwards. just IDFB. But who cares? You know, well, BFDI is the best object show I ever seen. Well, yeah. And also, there's a secret. If you try to spell anything that's bad, it resets by itself. I'll show you an example. Damn! Yeah, cause if you spell, well, yeah, you know, cause if you spell anything else that's bad, it'll play the bonk sound and it will reset and it will reset by itself. But yeah, I don't know why though. But yeah. Keep in mind that there are some exceptions to this. And also, I want to point out a fact. Well, I don't know though. Maybe we'll watch the end of the video sometimes, but I don't want to spoil it though. Anyway, with that said, let's do a remix with the entire alphabet. Here we go. A. B. B. C. K. D. D. E. F. Huh? Oh. Is it lagging or something? G. G. H. I. J. Well, I mean, at least J doesn't get angry at G or something, but yeah, he's actually fine with not being angry at G, because J and G are together, so J doesn't get angry at G. Anyway, K. There we are. At the back, the back where we started, like when K is pissed off at C or something. L. M. N. mom thinks it was too loud or something. I don't know. Well, I don't give a crap anyway. Oh no. Oh no, we're back to this crap.
Sorry, you didn't hear that.
Okay, hang on. Hide this off. Yeah, there we go. Now it's just me being shirtless or something. I don't know. Making a remix with every single letter in the alphabet! Amazing! Okay. Remove them all before... Okay, please remove them all before I lag. And yeah, that is basically everything. Yeah. I loved this mod because it actually referenced to my childhood where I used to know the alphabet when I was a little kid. But yeah, I know we all know alphabets when we were little kids, like me. Yes, in my childhood, I used to know the alphabet when I was a little kid. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna put a pause into there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to rate the video, subscribe because it's totally gonna reach, because my channel is totally gonna reach over 9,000 subscribers. Well, you know, it might happen in the future though, because you know, when I said it's over 9,000, it actually reminds me of a reference of somebody saying It's over 9,000! Yeah, I do say that all the time. Anyway, make sure to comment, share the video too as well. I don't know what to say. Until next time, see you later. And before we end this video, here's a little surprise. Wait. We didn't quite get that though. Anyway, moving on. We got a little surprise at the end. I told you not to start it yet. Oh, okay. Here's a little surprise.